This is a 2006 Lexus GS350. We have no power. I think they put a battery in it. I just popped the hood, but he said there's no power anywhere, but I do have a little bit of power. I don't know if anything else works. I do have the key with me. This doesn't do anything. I don't see any glove box lights. That light works. That light works. Okay, so we got a little bit of power somewhere. Let's see what I can find. This window is down, so I don't have to worry about locking the keys inside. Leave the door open now. Okay. Good, struts don't work. I haven't even checked anything yet, but that's friggin' super loose. I doubt that's the problem, but that's not going to help things. Tighten it down. Let's see what happens. The car's been here for like 2 weeks like this. There's no way that this is the friggin' problem. That would have been funny. Quick handy dandy little guy here. Oh, it's a never start. Walmart battery, 6. This battery's been sitting a while, so it's probably no good. It's showing that it's no good here. It should still give me a little more than that, though. What do we got for voltage? 1186. Okay. So battery's no good as usual. Get some extension cords and get my maintainer on here. It's kind of hard to show one-handed. I don't know why I don't use my GoPro thing, but just figure out a way to get this hooked up real quick. As you can see, I'm across the battery. All right, take the positive off here, put it here. Nothing. Okay, so that fuse is blown. As far as I can tell, I have to dig in a little further, see if I can get a better visual on it, but kind of figured this would be the problem. I even asked him, I said, check the main fuse, and I guess he just didn't want to mess with it, or whatever the case is. Now I got to get this out and see if I have something to jumper this with, something thicker than my 4 amp test light. Okay, I got that off, and we'll just check across the fuse. Alright, we got power on that side. On this side we do not. No power. Okay. So let me put that on there, and I want to see if this has some kind of dead short. And it does not. Okay, so now I gotta find something to jump across this just for proof. This is what I got set up here. It's not pretty, but I got a 40 amp maxi fuse in there. That might still blow, who knows, but that's the best I can do right now. And let's see what happens on the inside. And we got power. Oh, this thing needs an engine. God. What's going on with this thing? Does this thing even have gas in it? Still sounds like shit though. I don't think this has any gas in it. Well, my job is basically done. Let's see if I can get some propane in this thing. Let me make sure it has oil in it first. It does have oil on it. Looks like it's a tad bit low. Cylinders could be washed. Okay, he wouldn't start with that. He still wants to put gas in it. I told him that, oh, he's like, it's out of gas. But at least I'm gonna coat it. I was mistaken, this is a 2009, but we're just gonna do the scan here. I got all this saved, and I'm going to clear them all. And he's adding gas right now. I'm just gonna do another scan just in case. This thing does not want to run. Whoop. I got the pedal held down slightly. The starter's still engaged. When the starter comes off, it's running real bad. Really. Trying to get this thing to, if I can get it to idle. I don't know if it's cylinders washed or something, but here it comes. Barely running. The fuel pressure is pretty, looks like it's pretty low. Engine does not sound good. I'm thinking something's out of time, maybe. No idea. But this will not idle. You can hear how that sounds. It sounds crappy. This will not stay running, I guarantee it.
Mike.
Yo, what's up?
How are you?
Not sounding too good, buddy.
Go on looking at this thing. It might, don't you think it's, okay, finish. It needs tune up too.
You might need more than that.
I'm thinking it might be the fuel pump.
No, you see, my suggestion is it. I think it's something as if the fuel pressure sensor is bad.
It could be.
Yeah. I don't think it's a fuel pump.
Well, I think there's something else going on.
Okay.
It doesn't sound good when it's cranking.
Right, it doesn't sound good.
Sounds like a timing or a compression issue.
Okay, it's starting right now, right?
It'll die. Just want to see if I'm getting any codes going on.
Okay.
Throttle actuator. That one keeps coming up.
Throttle actuator, control model, current, range, performance, throttle actuator, and throttle. Yeah.
See, I don't know if this thing gets airbound.
Yeah.
I'm thinking this is direct injected, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Because that's a lot of fuel pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And there's going to die out now.
That throttle body sensor, it needs to be replaced too.
Huh?
The actuator control module current, okay, range.
That could be just because I had it held open when I was cranking it. Okay, no DTCs right now. I have no throttle actuation. Let's read again. Nothing. He accidentally disconnected my power, so I'm going to try to look at a couple things here. Okay, the customer was like standing right next to me, and these guys were kind of all over me, the guys that work there, and they're like knocking off my test leads and stuff. So I had to get this job done, but it only took me like 10 minutes to figure out what was wrong with it as far as the non-power issue. I was curious to see if I can get this thing started. I was able to get it started and idled, but P2118 kept coming up. I didn't really do a diagnostic because I explained to them that's a separate charge, and I don't think they wanted to go through with that. The customer was right there, so I really didn't want to explain what I think happened. I think they jump started this, and I think they jumped it backwards. That main fuse there was blown. I did jumper one bus to the other bus. Now I don't know if that only gets me power to certain circuits. I didn't check any of that. I was able to get power restored. I was able to get communication restored. Whether or not the throttle body has a good power source, I don't know. But I told them, customers behind me and the owner of the vehicle and the customer were behind me. The shop hired me to work on this vehicle. So I don't like being in that position, to be honest with you. I'd rather just deal with the customer completely rather than trying to deal with a shop and the customer, but it is what it is. I told them they have to replace that part, and just while you're in there, clean the throttle body. And once you get that fuse in there, plus I had another fuse that was blown. I think it was the radiator number 1 fuse. I didn't have that exact style of fuse. I was able to put a mini fuse in there just to complete the circuit, but I told them I'm taking my fuse back because I wanted them to put the actual correct fuse into this thing. So they have to replace that as well. I don't know if I'm going to get a call back to see if anything else is running, but there are a lot of powers that come off of that main fuse, and I just used alligator clips across the bus bar. I don't know if anything down the road is blown or any of that stuff, but that's for another day. It's a 2009. I don't know how readily available that fuse is, whether they're going to have to get it from a junkyard or something, but that 20 minutes and I kind of had to stretch it out because these guys, they don't really understand English well. So I had to, stretch it out for a little bit. I charged them, my minimum for something like that coming out there, which is my mileage fee, and 1.2 for a diagnosis like that, for a minimum for coming out on stuff like that. And I was there an hour and a half farting around, but to figure out the power thing was literally, I don't know. It took, there's another vehicle that took me longer to write up than it did to actually figure it out. Test light, figured it out in 2 seconds that I wasn't getting any power across that fuse. Unfortunately, I asked them to check that 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was. So I checked the main fuse, and I don't know if they just didn't understand what I was saying or don't know how to. But yeah, I had to get called out for a blown fuse. It happens. No disrespect to that shop, they don't do any of that work. It's just an oil change place. So I don't really blame them too much, but I think this thing was jumped backwards. It doesn't explain why that fuse is popped. So waiting to hear what's going on with that, and it's another easy